What's up, Bookish babes? Welcome to day 6 of Bookmas. Y'all, I can't tell y'all how hard it was for me to get day 5 up yesterday. Like, I don't know what the issue was. Like, I had to reset my whole entire laptop. Like, I'm so done with Final Cut Pro, y'all. It's just something about, like, I don't understand. That's a topic for another page. Maybe TikTok. We just have to talk about that some other place. But in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys the 25 books that I am anticipating reading in 2025. Now, these are not the new releases. We're going to get a video on the new releases because it's a whole bunch of new books coming out in 2025 that I am super excited about. And I can't read. Y'all, if it sounds like I'm struggling to breathe, it's because I am sick. I am sick and I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it because, like I said, it's 25 books. I already can't goddamn breathe to talk long enough, so I'm just going to get right into it. Now, the first book I have on this list is The Zodiac Academy. I read book 1 and 2 of this series. I know y'all like it's a series. Count as more than one book. Yes, I know. But we just going to talk about the series as a whole. One series. Oh, you get me? You got me. Cool. Now, Larry Reed, the way she was ranting and raving about Zodiac Academy, she had me wanting to read it. So I bit the bullet and started reading it. And unlike all the other series that I currently own, I'm choosing to buy these books one at a time because they're like $30 for one book. Like, that is crazy work. Like, although I can read it for free on my Kindle, we all know that I like the physical book in hand. Like, I like to have the book, touch it and feel it, you know? Like, turn pages. I get into my moments where I'll read on my Kindle for a long period of time, but then again, I go back to wanting to touch the physical book. So, yeah, I am dying to finish that series because it's so good so far. So far, so good. The next one is Binding 13. I read the first one, but I want to continue the series. Y'all, the first one had me ready to sit down and commit a whole week, 2 weeks into reading, probably just a whole dang on month into reading that series. Like, it's so good. Like, I love Shannon. I love Gypsy. I love Claire. I love her brother, Johnny. I think that's his name, Johnny. Y'all, I absolutely love their friend group. Like, absolutely love it. I'm ready to finish it. Like, the beginning of January, we're gonna, probably January and February, we're gonna focus on finishing these series I'm in the middle of so that we can actually start more series and not be caught up in the middle of a lot of series. So that's that. The next one is Love Redesign. I have not read that book yet, y'all. Like, that is crazy work. That is so crazy work that I have not read Love Redesign yet, and I think it came out at the beginning of the year, but we're gonna finally get to that. The next one on the list is Throne of the Fallen. I have to finish reading Kingdom of the Feared, and I think that's on my TBR for this month, so we're gonna finish reading that in order to start with the Throne of the Fallen series. I think it's Throne of the Fallen, Throne of the Secrets, that's out right now. We're gonna finish that so that we can get to this one. I hate being sick. Like, I hate feeling like I'm not getting enough oxygen to my brain cells to be able to talk. But anyways, the next one is Chestnut Spring. I've read the first and the second book. I have to finish Powerless, Reckless. I feel like it's another one. Is it another one in that series? The Powerless, Reckless. Let's see. Because I feel like it's Flawless. What is it? Because the second book is my favorite. Let me see. Chestnut Springs. Hopeless. That's the other one. Is it another book coming out? No. So, I have to read Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless in that series. But I've already read Flawless and Heartless. Heartless is my favorite book in that series. So, we got to read that. Then the next one on the list happens to be When You're Mine. That's by Candy Ryan. It's a series by her. I think it's like 3. I don't know, because I think I got 2 copies of, I think it's like 2, 3 books. 3, 4. 4. I think it's 4 books in that series. When You're Mine. I don't know, y'all. My brain, I'm not home, so I can't really tell you at the top of my brain what it is. But if you know what I'm talking about, if you're a Kennedy Ryan stance. Ain't got time. Anyways, that series right there, I'm dying to read. I gotta finish on her. I need to finish the Flow series. I need to finish that one. Rebel King and Queen Move, and her Long Shot series. I have Block Shot and Hook Shot left in that. We're gonna be reading Block Shot sometime this month, so we're gonna go ahead and work our way through those books of hers so that when Can't Get Enough comes out, that I'll be all caught up. So I think they come out in like April or so. So I'll be all either April or May. Hopefully I can get an arc of it. So when it comes out, I can already read it, because you know how I feel about Kennedy Ryan books. The next book on the list is Bloodlight Fates. I've read Bloodlight Magic. I really love the grandma in that book. I feel like that book. The grandma in that book just made that book for me. Like, I absolutely enjoyed the crap out of reading about her and their grandma and the magic they have. So I want to dive into the second book in there and see how it goes from there, because I feel like so much was left unfinished that the second book should be amazing. The next book on the list is God of Malice by Rena Kent. This is another series that Larry Reed has convinced me to read. Like, she influenced me to read this book, because there's no way that I haven't read this series yet. Like, I'm not really a dark romance girl. Like, I read it every now and then. Like, I don't read it in bulk, but when Larry Reed got into dark romance, she got into it. Like, she head first. And now I want to read it. I want to read some Rena Kent books. I think, God of Malice and God of Pain that was released through, I think, Bloom. They have like the red spray edges and the purple spray edges and those. So I can't wait to dive into that to see what's going on with that. The Legacy of God series. But it's so many books. Like, yo, I feel like I just narrowed down to the bare minimum. Like, it's so many books that I want to read next year that is crazy. Now, this one is Luca. It's from my Kindle Unlimited. I don't know who it's by. It's on the screen. I put it on the screen. I don't know who it's by the top of my head, but I've heard so many girls on Book Talk talking about this series, this book, to the point. I think it is a series. I think it's a series of brothers, and we know how I feel about my brothers. This one as well is Chemistry by Chemistry. I think Chemistry the Chemist. I feel like he said he's not a drug dealer, but I feel like it's a drug dealer. I don't know for sure, because I haven't read it yet, but I feel like he's a drug dealer, but he's just like the chemist. So we're gonna read that as well. And Capone. Now, someone on Book Talk was reading this book. I think Ash was reading it. I think it is who that was reading it. And I feel like it's like it's broke down into seasons. Like, season 1, then it's like a season. Listen. I want to read all seasons. I don't know what it is, but the way that everyone was ranting and raving and saying how good this book is, like this series, his brothers, like, it's just so many books into that series. Like, I think like the Capri, it's so many books. Oh my God. Like, season 1, who break books down into seasons? Like, I cannot wait, y'all. Like, the way that I'm just so excited for that book, I am super excited to dive into that series to see what's going on, as well as Sinful Vows. I think someone on here said that if I liked it, I can't talk. If I liked, it was some book. It's in the comments somewhere. She was like, if you like, I think it was Butcher and Blackbird. It was something. I think it was. She was like, if you like this one, try reading this one. And it happens to be like the second or third, maybe even the fifth book in the series. And when I seen it, I was like, well, I gotta start from the first book. We have to start from the first book. So that's the first book, Sinful Vibe. Because I know how y'all don't like people recommending the third book in the series without saying it. So this is the first one, and we're gonna start there. Well, I'm gonna start there. So yeah. And then Losing Control by Lady Nisha. Like, I started that book, but I wanted to finish other stuff. I wanted to finish other books. So far so good. It started off good. I think I even started filming a video of me reading that book, and I kind of just put a pause in it because I'm a mood reader, y'all. If I'm in the mood to read it and then I get out of the mood to read it, I'm gonna start reading something else. So I have a video on my SD card of me starting that book. We may even journey back to that and finish that. So yeah. The next one is Keeping You to Myself. I had this on my radar for a long time. Like, this book has been on my radar for so long that I don't even know why I haven't read it yet. Like, every time I see the cover on Kindle Unlimited, I'll add it to my shelf and be like, I'm gonna read this, and I never get to it. But we're gonna do that. The cover's on the screen, so if you guys want to add any of these to your TBR for 2025, then do so. And we can read them together, and you guys can tell me in the comment of whatever video I filmed with these books how you felt about the book, and you know, we can chat in the comments. The next one is Saint Baptiste, y'all. What is this? Wait, what's the first book? This is the second book in the Baptiste brothers. Ooh, what is it? Hold on, y'all, because like I said, I'm sick and I be drawing complete blanks. Saint Baptiste. What's the first book in it? Soul Ties. Oh, Soul Ties. Y'all, this is about, if you've seen, I think I filmed a video with me reading Soul Ties, but this is about his brother Saint. And y'all, I absolutely devoured Soul Ties. Like, Soul Ties was so freaking good. And I think Saint has 2 books. He has book 1, 2, and 3. So he has Saint Baptiste and then Saint Baptiste 2, the finale. So I think that his family is part of this can you say mafia? Gun runner? I feel like it's like a gun runner mafia vibes. I think that's what it is, like gun runner mafia vibes or whatever. And his older brother stepped down because he wanted to focus on his family, and like he felt like he wasn't fit to do the job. So I think that's when he ends up giving Saint the position to run the family business. And y'all, oh my god, now that I'm talking about it, I just want to read it right now, y'all. I know Saint is about to eat so bad. Like, I know this book is about to eat so bad, because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, whew, y'all, if y'all don't add if you read Soul Ties to get the gist of what's going on, then read Saint Baptiste, y'all, oh, I know it's gonna be so good. I honestly forgot about these brothers. Like, that is crazy. That's crazy work. And I think it's 3 of them. I think it's 3. It's 3 brothers, and y'all know how I feel about my brothers. I'm telling y'all, me and these brothers. I can't wait to read it. The next one on the list is Dear Amelia. That's series 2. I don't know what that book about. I've just seen so many good things. Like, this is another book that has been on my my radar for a while now, y'all. Let me see. Let's pull it up. In Love in Seattle. She's a vice colonist. Has been told her entire life that she was destined for greatness. After gracing the cover of a popular magazine that highlighted black professional, Amelia knew she finally made it. Now that her career was taken off, she no longer has an excuse to another storm brewing between her and her man she's known for her entire life. Real estate mogul Isaiah Holloway has worked tirelessly his entire adult life to get where he wants to be. So working hard to get who he wants to be with was a task he had no problem taking on. Isaiah no longer had a problem. Had to no longer. Isaiah longed to be the number one man in his best friend's life. In an attempt to win her heart, he turns to the one thing he knows will get her attention and keep it. But will it? I want to read that. Like, I really want to read that so bad. I want to read that so bad, y'all. I am so geeked. I ain't never in my life been so happy to read a book before. Now, the next one on the list is called City of God in Montreal. If you guys have read Crescent Cities, this book is said to be a retail, like the same thing. It gives the same vibes of Crescent Cities. If you watch Destiny Sitwell on here, she was talking about this book. She read it and she said she really enjoyed it. That's how it ended up on my TBR list for 2025, because I love a good fantasy. I'm not gonna lie. And I love Crescent City. It's like Crescent City was like one of the first books that I read when I first started reading. So Crescent Cities and Bloodmark and some of Colleen Hoover books who always have a special place in my heart. Like, those books were like the very first books I purchased on my bookshelf. It was Crescent City, Legendborn, what was Colleen Hoover first book? What is it called? It End With Us. And it was a scary book, Silent Patient. Like, those were like the first books that I've purchased when I got back into reading. Like, at first I was reading self-help books. I don't know why, don't ask me. And then I got back into like reading because I was like, there's no way that I'm so intrigued into reading that I'm reading self-help books. So I finally got into reading fictional, non-fictional, romance, fantasies, and y'all, those were like the first books that I started reading was those. So being that this one gives off the same vibes as Crescent Cities, I'm down to read it. The next one is King of Heart. If you guys heard me talk about this book called Anti-Up, this is the second book in that series, A King of Heart. I don't know who it follows. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that I feel like if it follows the brother, let me see if it follows the brother, because if it follows the brother, I really want to know what he got going on, because the way he gave his sister, he caused his sister so much trouble in the first book. Like, the things he was doing in that first book was crazy. I feel like he grown. Like, at this point in your life, you need to be able to take responsibilities for your own action. Like, although I understand, like, y'all was in this book, like, their dad was, why my phone froze? This book, his dad was beating on them and abusing them and stuff like that. But I feel like at some point, it's just, I don't know. It's about King and Asha. 3 couples, 3 days, a holiday they won't forget. Is this like a... Wait, let me see how long this book is. Because if it's like a novella, yeah, it's 116 pages. So that means the next one, Deuces in the Wild, it has to be about her brother, Alicia Ace Miller. Oh, she's a detective. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see about this one, because I don't know. Well, who knows? I don't know. I just want to read about her brother. I just want to see, like, what her brother had going on, because there's no way that he was carrying on the way he was carrying on in book 1. The next one is the Caraval trilogy, y'all. I have not picked up. I only read, after I read, what's that book called? Once Upon a Broken Heart, that trilogy. I did not read the Caraval trilogy, although that's where Jack's coming in at, and the twins. I haven't read it, but I want to read it. The next one is Cricket Kingdom. I read Six of Crows, but I did not pick up the second book in that series yet. I don't know why. I feel like it just wasn't, I don't know. I feel like I just wasn't as diehard about Six of Crows as everyone else, so who knows? That's probably why I never picked up the second one. The Ritual. the dark, like I told y'all, I want to get into dark romance, like actually like sit down and get into some dark romances. And I own just about every book: The Ritual, the Sacrifice. Let me see. Like, it's so many books in that series. I think they came out with a book, and those books are another book that's high as hell. Like, why is those books so freaking high? Like, they like $30 a book. Let me see. The Ritual. I think it's Sacrifice. I should put them. The Lord series. Yeah, The Sinner, The Sacrifice, Carnage. I don't have the Sabotage, but I have Carnage, and I don't have Madness yet. So, although Madness is in Books Menu, but I just would not want to spend $30 for a book. But especially when I hadn't even read the first book in the series, like that's just crazy work. But who knows? Maybe I'm becoming an adult for real, and not wasting my money on these books that I haven't even read the first book in the series. That's probably the problem. And then the next one is Stolen Heir. It's part of their Brutal Birthright series. I read the Brutal Prince early on in the year. Or was it last year? I think I read it like the end of last year. So I want to continue that series as well to see what's going on in there. Just to finish that series off, because I'm in the middle of too many series. Next one is Immortal Dark. I've heard a lot of good things about that. Like, all the girls on BookTube who read that book when it came out said some good things about it. And I can't wait to read it. The next one is Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I read the Children of Blood and Bones. Children of Blood and Bones. And I really enjoyed that book so much that I want to continue this series. And I think it's another one, but I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback so that I can have it in paperback just like the rest of the series. Last but not least, Blood Dead. I look at that book on my bookshelf just about every day. I read the back of it just about every day, and I still haven't read it. So we're going to make it our business to read that book the beginning of next year. But those are all the books that I have on my radar so far. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, even though I can't breathe and I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. No, I'm not having a heart attack. I feel like I just can't breathe. And yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully I can breathe better then.